Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining again. It's time to sit back and relax and listen to In the Company of Witches. It's getting so good. As it's unfolding for you, it's unfolding for me because I haven't read this book before. I am trying to stay into the characters. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'm enjoying reading this to you. So here we go. Chapter 23. What on earth? Nora said, shooting me a look before lifting the satchel. I saw the moment she recognized the scent. So? I folded my arms over my chest. Would you care to explain why it is I've been smelling this all over town? No, I would not, Nora said, putting the satchel down delicately at the corner of the table before once again adjusting the napkin on her lap. And frankly, it's none of your business if I've made a friend. Izzy rushed over, a hug, a huge smile on her face. Nori, you made a friend? How wonderful. Does this friend have a name? I want to hear everything. Izzy, I snapped, you're missing the point here. What's the point, darling? Well, the friend's name is Nixie. She works at Charm Treasures, and she makes soap with black quartz flower, apparently. Izzy's face dropped in confusion. Black quartz flower? Black quartz flower. Her eyes flashed over to her sister. Nora, did you give this Nixie black quartz flower to make soap? Nora shrugged. I don't see what the problem is. The girl's been pestering me endlessly about, well, everything, and she has an interest in plants and making natural soaps, so I helped her out a little. By giving her one of the rarest flowers on the planet to dabble with? It's wonderful for the skin, Nora said dismissively. Yes, wonderful for the skin, Izzy nodded, and wonderful for dissolving spells, especially ones used for, say, warding houses? What are you talking about? Nora asked. Then her eyes grew wide with realization, but she caught herself quickly. You used that spell? Really, sister, out of all the incantations you could have chosen, we both know that one is rudimentary at best. Izzy's jaw dropped. I was upset and in a hurry, and I didn't see you offering. Aside from the fact that you made her feel horrible and terrible about it, I said, do you see what this means? The person who planted the murder weapon in your greenhouse must have used that soap. And I just so happen to know Rip's wife is a likely candidate. I was willing to bet Maureen had purchased the soap from the gift shop before finding me, and she had put it in her purse with the letter. The smell was strong enough for the paper to soak it up, which also means Rip himself is our murderer, Nora finished, pushing back her chair. Right. Let's go then. Evanfall can't have a killer on the loose. I've prepared a number of spells for this occasion. Some may consider them to be in the realm of black magic, as they are quite painful. But given he's a murderer, I don't see an issue. No, 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 I said, feeling my face twist. We can't say for sure Rip is the murderer. Other people could have used that soap. Nora narrowed her eyes. And how exactly do you know his wife uses it? I ran into her today. She smelled of it. I didn't want to lie, but I knew if I told her about the letter, she'd take it from me in a heartbeat. And I wasn't sure that was something I wanted to be responsible for. Well, Nora said matter-of-factly, given how things have turned out, I believe it's fortuitous. I gave the girl the black quartz flower. It has provided us with a clue. And would you like to say something to me? Izzy asked. Nora sighed. I suppose you could make an argument for an apology, she said slowly before quickly adding, but truly, out of all the warding spells, Izzy, you never stop, I said. Excuse me, Nora replied, flashing me her haughtiest look. I came to this dinner under the pretense I would be the one receiving an apology, and here you are throwing accusations at me. And for what? Dabbling in homemade cosmetics? That is not what I'm upset about, and you know it, I said firmly. While it is concerning this Nixie seems to know more than she should about us, that's not the problem. The issue is you're keeping secrets. Nixie isn't the only person I ran into today. Mary Coleman had some interesting things to say about you. Oh, ho ho. I'm keeping secrets? Nora said, placing her hand on her chest, completely disregarding the part about Mary. Me? What about you, dear niece? You don't think it might have been a good idea to mention you were no longer practicing magic to our coven? To your family? To me? I couldn't ignore the hurt in her voice. You're right. I do owe you an apology. I'm sorry I didn't tell you the truth about what was going on with me, but, Nora blinked. It looks like I'm not the only one who's failing at the apologies. But you don't exactly make it easy. You can be a little bossy at times. That is true, Izzy said, wrinkling her nose. Bossy? Bossy. You two are infuriating. The house could be on fire, but neither of you would mention it for fear of hurting someone's feelings. Nora rose to her feet. Do you not see what is at stake? How many times do I have to say it? Bryn, what are you going to what you are going through is temporary, but the consequences of your action may well be permanent. Temporary? Suddenly the dishes on the table began rattling. You think the loss of my husband is temporary? Maybe we should all take a breath, Izzy said, putting her hands up. I thought you were in control of your powers, Nora said, looking over the dinner table. I am, I replied tightly. Are you? I don't care who's doing it, Izzy said, but given that the dishes are mother's, could you both please stop? Now, Bryn, I think what Nora is trying to say is, I can speak for myself, sister, Nora snapped, and Bryn knows exactly what I meant. She is purposely misinterpreting what I'm saying so that we'll both feel bad and once again drop the issue. And what exactly is the issue, Nora? She slapped the table with the palm of her hand. You did not die with Adam. An icy silence filled the room. There, Nora said, albeit without much of the fire. I've said it. Now we can move on. Move on? I spun to my heel. Bryn, Izzy said, rushing after me. I held up my hand. I need a moment. I took a few steps away, then suddenly whirled back around. But while I'm gone, Izzy, you may want to ask your sister how she knows Mary Coleman. I could have sworn she said she didn't know anyone from Constance's family, but Mary seems to think otherwise. I said the words to Izzy, but my gaze had been focused solely on Nora. My aunt said nothing, but I could see in her eyes I had hit on something. I spun back around and headed out of the room. Okay, darling, Izzy called after me, but come back later if you're hungry. She let out a sigh I could hear from the hallway. There will be lots of leftovers.